Hello, hello, hello. This is Elijah Dean coming to you today, and I wanted to talk to you about, are you climbing the wrong ladder? Think about this. A lot of times, we get a job and we're trying to make a living for ourselves or make a living for our family members, and we're actually climbing the wrong ladder. A lot of times, we're in companies or we're in positions where, this ladder has a glass ceiling that, we're not aware of when we start the job. A lot of times we climb this ladder to realize once you get to a certain position, it wasn't even really what you wanted. And, you need to do a self-examination and say, is this really what I want? Do I want to be in a cubicle for the rest of my life? Do I want someone to tell me when to take a break, when to take a lunch, when to go on vacation for the rest of my life until I retire working? Think about these things, people. I remember when I was in that cubicle. I remember when I was in that cubicle, and fortunately for me, we had the cubicles where there wasn't the high cubicles where you couldn't see anybody, because I really hated those cubicles. The one where you have to stand up to see someone. Now we had the short cubicles where you can see everybody. You could see everybody, but it was just horrible, man. I just remember just sitting in that cubicle, and my coworkers, they were negative, and I stayed away from the negative ones, and just remember a boss that I remember one time it was voting. It was voters day or whatever you call it when you go vote. And we had time. The company had time that you could take off work and go vote. The boss said everything but do not go out and vote to deter people from voting. I mean, that's how crazy and toxic my boss was. I mean, think about that. We have a company that says, hey, we encourage you to go vote, according to our handbook, the handbook. Yeah. So the boss is like, hey, he's saying everything but do not go out and vote on your time, on the company time. You go vote after work. And everybody's looking around like, well, some people can't do that because I have a child that I have to pick up after school, or I have an hour commute here. So I have an hour commute home. By the time I get home, I'm not going to stand in no voters registration line. So it was terrible, man. Just having that toxic boss, and you're not even understanding at that time how toxic, how this affects your health and your mental well-being. You don't even understand it at that time. But, when you move on to a better place and a better zone, then you start to look back and you're like, man, God, that was a bad situation. That was bad. I had someone that was bullying me. I mean, that's workplace bullying. That's someone bullying you when they're trying to intimidate you not to do something that you have a right to do. So that's what my boss was doing. He was intimidating us, but we had the right to take off, but he was intimidating us, saying everything like, insinuating like, hey, it's going to be problems for the people who take off and go vote. Terrible, just terrible, man. So you need to ask yourself, are you climbing the wrong ladder? Are you climbing the wrong ladder in life? Because if you are, you need to stop and get on the right ladder. I'm telling you now. Listen to me. Get off the wrong ladder, get on the right ladder. And one way you can get on the right ladder is by clicking the link below. Click the link below and get on the right ladder. Discover what millions of people. Let me tell you something. There are so many people out here that are struggling. They're hurting and they're looking for a way out. They're just looking for that way out. Okay? And we have over 160,000 people inside of the Power Network that have discovered that way. They found that ladder. Okay? So click the link below. You can put yourself on the right ladder by clicking that link below. This is Elijah Dean signing out. Have a great day.